Hey y'all, it's morning and we slept the night away. Yeah, y'all, I be thinking I can do it sometimes, y'all. I'm being silly, y'all. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Thank y'all for being here. I'm so thankful that y'all are here because y'all could be anywhere else, but you chose to show up for me. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I do want to say, y'all, I got a little rambling session I want to have real quick, y'all. So if y'all got a little bit of time just to sit here and listen to my rambling, give me some feedback if you would like to. It is appreciated, okay? So this is stuff that be coming in my mind when I hit the herbals. So listen. I was thinking yesterday, now, if the Most High is everything, because everything is the Most High to me, okay? That's the trees, that's the animals, everything that has life in it comes from that divine source, my belief, okay? So I'm thinking like, so does that mean that the devil, even though the devil was kicked out of heaven, is the devil still an extension of God? Technically, I would think that the devil would still be an extension of God. Now, if that is so, would that mean that the devil is like the darker side of the Most High? Because the Bible has shown that God does have a side where God will put somebody down too, from the stories. Okay, this in the Bible. God has ordered for people to be murdered for just reasons in certain cases, but still, to me, that's a different side of God from the loving, kind, merciful God. That's a different side. So that's how I'm looking at it now. And we're made in the image of God, and we possess both sides. My belief, we possess both a good side and what, if you want to call a bad side, a light and a dark, the ego and the spirit, however you want to see it. Okay. We have that polarity, right? So I'm just curious to think about what other people think about this. Is the quote-unquote devil, which is just a shadow energy, in the way I believe it to be, like a shadow energy that manifests into something physically, to show up in a physical form as something. But wouldn't that be considered, like, couldn't that be considered the shadow aspect of God, of the Most High? Because it ain't but one God. To me, it's only one supreme being, the Most High. That's it. Okay? God is the Father, the Mother, the everything to me. God is the everything. Okay? So I'm just curious to know what y'all think about that. And I hope that wasn't too weird for nobody or too crazy, but I just assume if you over here on the Tarot channel that you are definitely an out-of-the-box thinker, okay? And you are tapped into the spirit realm on some level, or curious about the spirit realm and, the supernatural, the metaphysical side of things. You have to be in order to be here. So I'm just curious to know. There is no right or wrong answer to me. Please be respectful to each other in the comments. We do not have to talk about nobody else and how they think, and everybody got their own way of viewing things. So just be respectful. Let's be grown. And I really want to know what y'all think. But I also felt led to come up here to talk a little bit about the experience that I recently went through with someone that I would consider to be someone that has narcissistic tendencies. And I feel like this person impacted my life in a big way, because going through this experience with this person awakened me to a lot of things that I felt like I had overcome, but I hadn't. This person awakened me to the fact that I really did not love myself. I really did not see myself as having any real value. I really did not see myself as having any worth. Okay. I also didn't respect myself in the way that I thought that I did. I also was not as grounded in what I believed to be true to me. I mean, and those are just some of the things, okay, that I felt like I was exposed to, I was awakened to about myself. Well, I'm going to say some of these things was reiterated, actually, because I was just coming out of a situationship that had exposed those parts to me. But because I made the right decision in that situationship, which was to choose me because it brought me to that point, I said, well, I've mastered this because I see my self-worth, okay? I know that I didn't deserve to go through certain things at the expense of me losing me and the other person feeling comfortable. You know, it was certain things I felt that I had learned in that situationship that I had just came out of before meeting this person that I really hadn't mastered. So those things were just reiterated again. I had to get the same lesson again through somebody else, through a different teacher. So when I met this person, now see, this was the thing. This was the thing that sometimes you can interpret certain connections wrong as hell when you on your spiritual journey, okay? When you are awakening to your spiritual self, okay? Because all the information that you're learning, it's exciting, it's awakening you, you know, and you gaining this knowledge about yourself. So then you get this certain confidence that you know something more than other people know. Okay? And so when you start, like I said, when you start gaining awareness about different things about yourself through insight of the information that you researched, these soul connections that connections that you start to have with people, you really start to overanalyze shit sometimes. It's like, oh, especially on this twin flame journey thing. And I'm not saying that it's not a real thing, you know, but that's the journey that I was on. I was searching for my twin flame. You know, my other half, my other part of my soul, that person that was just going to get me, and we was going to face challenges together, help each other grow. We going to build, you know. So when I ran into this soul and I felt this strong pull to this person, I'm like, yes, this is my twin. This is who I'm supposed to be with. You know what I'm saying? It was different things that was checking off boxes from the research that I had done. Like, oh yeah, this has got to be my twin flame. This person is challenging me in this way, is making me look at myself, is making me grow. This is uncomfortable. We got this push-pull thing. I feel these different I'm feeling these different sensations. I'm feeling something I'm feeling something in my spirit when I'm connecting to this person during sex and everything. Like, it's just certain things that's just lining up that I'm like, oh yes, this is it. So because of that illusion that I wanted to stay stay connected to, I was willing to feed that in any way possible. And that showed up by me allowing certain things to happen in this connection that shouldn't have really went down. But I did, because I felt like that was all part of the test. That was all part of the test of my love, my commitment, how devoted I was going to be, you know, in different ways. And I was still having this push-pull thing with me where I would, you know, I would want to come all in. I want to be all in. And then I start getting nervous. I'm scared. And I'm like, nah, this is too much. I can't, you know, I feel like this love is taking over me in some way. I'm thinking about this person too much. And when I feel like I'm losing control, like that makes me want to retreat. That makes me want to cut off whatever it is that I feel like is taking away my power in some way. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like something got too much control over me, it bothers me. So so that's what was causing a problem. And then the real true tea was the fact that I found out after me and him had linked up sexually. He claimed he told me before. He did not. We did it, and he already knew. He was a little more experienced, and I hadn't had sex in a long time, so I was already hooked from that. Okay, so anyway, because of the fact that this man was married, that was an issue. But look, this how dude dressed it up. He was of a certain faith, right? That sort of thing is allowed. Okay, so because of that, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I justified that in my own mind, like, okay, this is not bad, you know, but in my spirit, it didn't feel right. I knew it wasn't right, you know, but I still like this man. Borderline was loving this man already. So I was like, fuck it. It is what it is. I'm still technically married too. Even though I'm separated from my husband, I'm still technically married. I just knew I didn't want to be with that sucker no more. So I was just all in. Anyway, with this man, with this new guy. Because he's the first man that I had dealt with physically outside of separating from my husband for real. You know, and having anything that resembled what a relationship would be, you know. So this was the first man that had been around my kids, you know, outside of their father, all of that. So I was willing to go against what I felt was right because I wanted to hold on to this connection. But see, I feel like dude already had his intentions from the door, because we both came into the situation like we didn't want a relationship. I didn't want a relationship. I just wanted somebody I could kick it with, I could talk to, that I felt like was tapped in the, you know, in the spiritual side of things or religious side of things, that I could just talk to about some of my weird shit. You know what I mean? And learn from. Like I love to learn from people. I love to hear what people think and to be in, you know, just in people's thoughts. Like I love to know people's experiences, how they interpreted their experiences, all that stuff. I just love it, right? So that was something I thought I could gain, was the wisdom from this man, because he was older, you know. And I did gain some insight in different things about life from him that was beneficial for me. Everything about the connection was not a bad experience, you know, but it was an experience that helped me grow and mature, and also expose those parts of me that needed to be built up in me. I had to see who I really was through him showing me who I thought I was. I didn't know that's who I thought I was, but obviously I did if I lined up with the way that he was treating me a lot of times. And he didn't like physically abuse me or nothing, but he mentally abused me in ways by making me feel as though what I thought did not matter, what I thought was stupid, what I thought was not valuable in any way. But then it was times when he would try to make it seem as though, you know, he valued my insight. So it was like a back and forth. So 1 minute, you know, my thoughts did matter, to back to, no, you seen and I heard type of energy, you know. And then he was coming from a different era. It was certain things that was already rooted in him that there was no compromise with this person. Like, this was just a inflexible energy. He was not willing to compromise with certain things. He would appear to compromise with certain things and be attentive to certain things, only to a certain degree, just to keep me there, to keep me feeling as though he'll give me more. But I have to act like this. I have to do this because, oh yeah, he telling me what type of woman he like, what he want. Okay. His rules. And when you don't line up with that, I'm going to take a part of me away. I'm never going to give you all of me. I'm just going to give you parts of me as you earn me, sort of thing. But I wasn't making him earn me. See, I wasn't seeing myself as the real prize. I wasn't. So God walked me through that part. My ancestors walked me through that part. Different parts in that connection. When he would really hurt my feelings about certain things, I would gain insight about certain things, about why I was doing certain things. And it was like I was having a whole bunch of tear down moments and build up, tear down, build up with myself. He was tearing me down, but I would have to be building myself up behind the scenes. And it was making me stronger. Little by little, I was getting stronger and stronger. As I got honest with myself, the more honest I got with myself, the more I was able to start realizing certain things and breaking certain patterns, changing certain things, being able to be firmer with certain things. Because it ain't but so much you gonna take before you start fighting back, before you start figuring out a way to help yourself not to feel miserable, or help yourself not to feel uncomfortable or whatever. You're going to start to try to figure out a solution and how to solve your own misery. What is it? And I feel like this man came down on me so much. I said, well, damn, what is it? So I had to start really looking at me so that he was not able to affect how I thought and how I felt about myself. And little by little, the more I kept building with the Most High and connecting to who I was and what I was truly worthy of, and the fact that I'm a rarity out here in these goddamn streets, baby, things started to change. Because I don't deserve to feel dismissed. I don't deserve to be told certain things that I don't even feel you should. I don't know. Because I ain't trying to connect too much with that energy. I feel like when you think about it too much, you just bringing that past energy back in. And I'm trying to keep that out. I'm trying to keep that energy out. Because that was building moments for me. But I know it's other people that are in connections like that, where somebody is just slowly chipping away, slowly chipping away, slowly chipping away. And that's why it's important for you to be able to start looking at you, to find out why you allow yourself to endure certain things. Why have certain patterns repeated in your family? And what needs to happen in order for these patterns to change? A lot of times you don't even know that you in a toxic cycle if you ain't seen nothing else. So that's why sometimes we gotta be hurt so damn bad that you wake up. Because pain will wake your ass up. But if you don't get the lesson or whatever was trying to be showed to you, you just gonna do it again. You just gonna go and do it again. And that same energy is going to follow you. If you haven't dealt with your rejection issues, that energy is just going to follow you into somebody else. That spirit is going to transfer to somebody else, so that you have to deal with that. If you ain't dealt with your insecurities from a past relationship with your family member, with your friend, with your whatever, your trust issues, that energy just follows you. And it manifests in the next connection, through the next person, through the next job. It's like having a walking mirror with you everywhere you go, through the different people you meet. Like it's synchronicities everywhere, all the time. At least that's how I see it. You know? And so it's important to take a look at those things. Are you the problem? Are you your own enemy? Are you your own enemy? Are you attracting everything that you hate? Are you attracting everything that you don't want by the energy that you embodying? If you walking around angry all the time, right? 9 times out of 10, you're going to run into more conflict than peace. Because we are energy beings, right? That's just a scientific fact. We all know that we're a ball of energy. So we putting out and we attracting all day, every day. No matter what you want to believe, like that's what's happening. It's happening. So would it not be so that whatever energy you're embodying, you're constantly attracting that type of energy to you, like you're just pulling it in every day? With the thoughts that we focus on. I'm just becoming more and more awakened to really how powerful the mind is, how powerful the mind really is, and how much, it's really important to guard your thoughts. Be watchful over your thoughts. And not to give too much energy into certain thoughts about yourself. Don't come into agreement with everything that crosses your mind about yourself. That's important, because you can easily become your own worst enemy by choosing to line up with and come into agreement with certain things that people say about you and how they feel about you. Be careful what you come into agreement with. Your words have power. Your thoughts have power. What you receive in your spirit has power to change you for the good or for the bad. And I really don't even want to say for the bad, because everything is for your elevation, really, I feel like. But sometimes we can be trapped. We can be trapped. I feel like we can be trapped in a certain timeline in our lives. And not be able to move forward and not be able to grow. When we choose to hold on to too much and not release. And that's harder for some people than others. Because everybody has experienced something different on their journey. Some things it is hard for people to release because it was just so traumatic. And I definitely understand that. But choosing to hold on to a lot of the pain, for me, I feel it works against us. And that's why we need each other to help us navigate sometimes through that pain. Because you never know what you may share with someone else that may release them from a prison that they've been in for years. Just by you sharing your testimony. Just by you being bold enough to share your truth, you free somebody else. You free another soul. You saved a life without even knowing you saved a life. Life is definitely a journey, man. And it don't gotta be full of just suffering and pain. We can alleviate some of our pain and suffering with just lining up with truth. So that was for somebody because it was in my spirit to say. And I just want to pull a few oracle cards, a few oracle messages real quick just to see what else comes out. Might be a message someone else needs. I might need the message too. Because I am not exempt. I ain't no better than you and nobody else. We all on this journey together of learning. I can't stand when people feel like because they didn't gain a certain level of awareness that they can walk around here and poke their chest out. Because I used to do that shit too. Sometimes, and God had to check me on that. God had to check me on that. And you can't force your beliefs on nobody else. Like, you got to let people awaken when they are supposed to awaken. Everything is on a certain, is on a divine time limit, not our time. And that's something I had to learn. I had to learn not to want to rush things. It's certain things I had to learn that caused extra pain in my life. Now, I'd be like, God, you know what? I ain't even rushing. Whatever, whatever your timing is, God. This card was already flipped over. This surrender card. I didn't want to look at none of the cards. I just want to flip them as I go. But that was the last card from the Lover's Oracle deck that flipped. That was already flipped over, the surrender card. And that's what a lot of us are learning how to do at this time. It says, at times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. And I'm glad that this card did come out, because this is a lot of the energy that's going on in the collective body right now. A lot of us are learning how to release things. And that's looking different for everybody. Some people is having a harder time of coming to that place of surrender. It took me some time to come to a place of surrender. But that's what a lot of us is doing, because a lot of people are closing things out. It's a lot of things ending. Starting to wake up and see themselves differently. Starting to wake up and see the people that are around them didn't serve them or not is not going to serve them in where they're trying to go at this time. But let me not ramble. Let me go ahead and flip this card. So we have the Prince of Wands out here. And it was in reverse when I put it out there, but I felt I needed to flip this over, because with this Prince of Wands energy, wait a minute, before I get into that, let me show y'all, because I ain't got the camera pointing to where y'all can see. I don't know if y'all care to see. Everybody might not care to see, but some people do. Okay, so this was the second card that we're talking about. We have Blossom in Abundance. Have faith in your dreams. And giving and receiving. This is a lot of good energy here, y'all, family. And look, this card got the number 10. That's ending. Completions. Okay? Things coming full circle. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's a little blurry. But this Prince of Wands energy that I feel here is that the more that we start to align with our truths, people chains are being removed. The more we align and accept things that have happened, choices we have made, people we have allowed to be in our lives, things that we allowed to accept, the more we release and accept, okay, that happened, this is what happened because of those choices that I made. If you are not still in alignment and agreement with that past person of who you were, then you can let that go. You can stop working on that assignment because you no longer resonate with that person. You learn that that's not who you are. That's not your true nature, and you chose to make a different decision. Now, if you are still doing some of the things that you know do not serve you of the past, then that's a whole different fight that you're going to be going through. But the majority, I feel like, have come to this place of surrender because they're tired. They have fought many battles to stay in people's lives. They fought battles within themselves, accepting certain things about themselves, wanting to be freed from certain parts of themselves. 2022 was a year of exposure for a lot of people. Into 2023 as well. And I feel like it's going to continue because nothing can be hidden at this time. So if the mask about with the people around us are being removed, you know damn well your mask is being removed too. So when you start to see parts of yourself, don't deny that because you don't like it, because it offends you that someone is telling you that you might be selfish. I mean, let's really consider it sometimes. You don't want to initially, it might offend you. Especially if you think of yourself as a given person. But just because you see yourself as that way does not mean that the next person see you as that way. And maybe there was something that happened that this person perceived you as selfish. Or maybe there's something that you're doing often that you don't know that's a selfish act. You know, I don't know. But don't dismiss it if it keeps being brought to your attention about you. Because it's something that is being highlighted for a reason. Because if you have the desire to really connect with that higher self, with the Most High, you have to die to your fleshly self in ways. You have to die to the way that you see yourself as a human being. Because God's way of viewing things is a higher way of viewing things. It's not always logical. It's not going to always be understood. And in order to have peace with certain things that you can't wrap your logical mind around, it takes for us to be tapped into the spirit. So if you're seeking to know yourself, it's a process in revealing yourself to you. And if we go against that flow, it causes us more suffering. So that's why the surrender is necessary. Because God and our ancestors, our guides and angels that are here to assist us on our journey, want nothing more but to see us succeed, to see us bring in this abundance in our lives. So they're going to work and help us. And we have a responsibility to do certain things too. And lining up with truth is one of those things. And that's a hard thing to do. But truth and accountability is what's going to open doors for us too. So have faith in your dreams was out here. See, I've learned, okay, and everybody's experience is different, but I believe the lack of being tapped in and connected to the Most High causes us to lose faith in our visions and our dreams. Because when you tapped into that divine power and you know you are a part of that source, nothing is going to sway you from believing in your vision and your dreams. So the way that we see ourselves has to shift in order for us to be able to hold these visions and continue to pursue them, even when we are faced with those challenges, even when we are not as motivated, even when we are faced with death and loss. Being connected to the Spirit, remembering that connection to the Spirit, and seeing things from the higher perspective, and being in love, in the vibration of love, helps us to continue to pursue those things that we want to see in our lives, right? Being connected to the Most High is the anchor. That is the anchor. Because you know that you're already peace. You're already love. You're already the source of abundance that you seek. That's what we begin to awaken to more and more. And then we get around people. We connect with people that helps us with that. And that can teach us more. That helps us, along our journey too. All right, and then we have the giving and receiving card here. It's really time, family, it's your time. It's your time. It's our time. It's your time. This is the balance that is happening. Everything that you poured out is now coming back to you. All of it is coming back because you're still pouring out to other people. You're still giving to other people. You don't have to be giving people money to be giving of yourself, to be giving something. I mean, giving your time is money. I feel like sharing your love is money. It's like money. It's like spiritual money. So the good things that we do are like good deposits that we put in our spiritual bank, right? And now it's like the overflow is here for you. The overflow is here. And all it takes is for us to release the control in how we feel like that overflow should come. And who it should come through. Releasing full control to the divine, to your divine self, and aligning with that, with the Spirit. Those of you who are into aligning with the Spirit, because this is not for everybody. But I feel like that's the way to go in order to navigate this system out here. We got these two eyes to look and this one eye to see. And we got to be able to see out of the proper eye and look with the other two. It's all about surrendering. So you can receive. So we can receive. Look, I just picked this deck up, y'all, and it says, I don't know if y'all can see this, but it says you are manifesting healthy relationships and financial prosperity. Let go whatever needs to be let go. Let them people go. Let that man go. Let that girl go. Let it go. Whatever that is in your life that God is trying to separate you from. Because you feel it. You feel it. You done had the signs. You keep having confrontation after confrontation after confrontation with a certain person. That's something to look at. when you keep meeting opposition with something, that's something to look at. For me, that's a red flag. I ain't trying to tell nobody how to live their life. I'm just sharing my little tidbits, you know, that might help somebody. If it helps, it helps. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. I ain't no scholar, but I done been through some things that I can share some things. I can put some stamps on some things now. Show some receipts for some things now. Okay? I just want to help. I just want to help. So, those are the messages, y'all, for today. Release. Release. I also needed to say too, with this giving and this giving and receiving card, this is about emptying out the things that cause your heart to be heavy as well, bringing that balance too. Being truly balanced with our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. So cleansing our bodies, cleansing our minds and the spirit, everything being in alignment, everything being balanced out. And that's going to take some time. So don't be hard on yourself, but make steps. Be intentional about wanting something different. And just try. Just try something different. Just try. And don't give up on yourself just because you have a bad day or something don't go the way that you want it to. Don't give up on you. Continue to show up for you. If you want better around you, it got to start with you, because you can't change other people. People will listen to you more when they see you walk the damn talk. You can talk all day, but if you're not walking it, it will be exposed and people are not going to fuck with you. People respect you walking the talk that you talk. Talking to my damn self too. Because it's easier to talk a thing than to walk a thing. And I'm telling you, this self-work, this shadow work, whatever you want to call it, is not easy. It's uncomfortable as hell. You feel all kinds of types of ways, and it's a lot. It's a lot that goes on with that. Uncovering parts of you and digging up stuff and looking at stuff. It's uncomfortable and it hurts, and it can make you feel unbothered, a little bothered in the spirit, okay, and in your mind with certain things that may come up. But these things got to be released. We got to detach from a lot of those things that we done lined up with, that we done believed about ourselves, so that we can step into the role that we came here to play, the position that we came to play, to be able to help and serve the kingdom of God in whatever way you came to serve God, with your gifts and your talents and your abilities that you came to bring to the world, and the people that you came to activate. You got to get right first before you able to do that. So allow yourself to go through this process. Okay? And keep talking to God through it, and your ancestors. It ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Because you're worth it. Remember that. You're worth it. You're worth all the work that you can put into yourself. You better believe it. Okay? I love y'all. Peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a good day now.